Today's discussion is about pre-sales. Now, what are pre-sales? Pre-sales is when you invest into a property that is not developed yet, whether it's a condo, it's a townhome, or in some particular case, it could be single-family homes, where you put a deposit down for a certain amount, you sign up a contract, and you agree to buy this project when the project is completed. And sometimes that project could be there 2 years, 3 years, 4 or 5 years down the road. Now, we've had a lot of clients over the years, especially in the last few years, that have done really, really well in terms of return on investment. We've had clients over the last 2 years where in some of the developments before the completion dates, from the time of the sign-in to the time of completion date, they had made 50 to 100% return on investment. Meaning that if you agree to buy a property for $500,000, by the time the completion came, that property was worth $650, $750, up to $1 million. Now, not all opportunities are created equally. So what do I mean by that? Although a lot of people have made money with these cases, it's extremely important to get proper advice to make sure exactly what kind of development you're getting into, what kind of prices you're paying, what is going to be the fair market value for that project right now, what is the rental capabilities, what are the cash flows, what are the mortgages and the carrying costs that you're going to be paying. These are all important factors, because what happens when the market goes up and people get into the fear of missing out just because their friend made money or family made money, they get in and they buy projects that they should not buy due to the fact that they don't do the due diligence on these properties. So personally, I've had quite a bit of experience on the receiving end of this back in mid-2000s, where I bought multiple pre-sales. A lot of these pre-sales, by the time completion came around 2007, 2008, they took a huge dip. I'm talking 20 to 25%. So a property that I paid $500,000 for on the contract, by the time completion came, the property value was about $400,000. And sometimes when you have 3, 4, and you buy multiple of these properties, you could see where people would fall into a trap where they're not able to carry that, or they're gonna go through a lot of pain and suffering. So one of the things that we always do, we do very extensive due diligence for our clients to make sure that they get into a development which mitigates a lot of this risk, and the fact that they know what they're getting into. The great general Sun Tzu, he said a great general is never surprised. So one of the biggest pains that comes from these projects, when you get into a project and you don't know what to look for, and by the time completion comes, you run into trouble. So we're seeing a lot of those right now. In the Vancouver West Side, there's luxury pre-sales that were selling in 2016 that today are selling 5–10% below what the contract prices were. So that's dead money that basically is sitting there for 5–6 years, and you're actually losing money, right? And also there's a lot of clients that bought a lot of these pre-sales. Now that comes up for completion, some of them don't have proper approvals, mortgage approvals from before. So all of a sudden now, before 1% interest rate, now you're paying 5, 6, 7% interest rates. So the cash flow is not there, and a lot of times, if the market value is below what you bought it for, you potentially lose your deposit, you could potentially get sued. So there's a lot of legal implications, a lot of pain that people could go through if they do not do their due diligence properly. If you want to learn more about profitable projects that are happening in Lower Mainland right now, there's some great deals out there, and we're familiar with most of those projects. We're happy to have a conversation with you and see what we could do to help you get into investment property that could potentially make you some money and potentially take advantage of the down market. If you have any questions, give us a call. Cheers.